had an explosion of interest lately in the Tanto, the third in the trilogy of samurai swords. It's the knife. The Tanto is a great entry-level piece if you're considering getting an antique samurai for your art collection. I think the Tanto is popular too because it sits so well on a desk, on a bookshelf, and it certainly gathers a lot of interest. As usual, the things I look for in buying antiques is something old, 1655. Artistic, beautiful fittings of gold and silver, and history. This one's got it. It's also got a Kozuka, and regular viewers of this series know how much I love the utility knife called Kozuka. So, great history, great background, great story. We'll discuss it tonight. This is Sword Talk. Thank you. Hello again, everybody, wherever you are, however you found us. Welcome to Sword Talk. Again, if you're new, we are a family here of interested people in art, history against the background of samurai. We present mostly antique pieces, some new pieces from private collections and museums, and then we give the history on it and we do close-ups about the art, all in the context of all things samurai, which is my passion. I have to do a little housekeeping because otherwise Andre, my editor, gets angry with me. First, I have to tell you to go check out the website. It's American-samurai.com. American- don't forget the dash, samurai.com. The other thing is do subscribe, leave comments. It's free to you. It helps me with YouTube, then keeps me on the air and keeps me out of trouble. All right, I think that's all the business we have to do. Let's get right to the sword today because I am excited for one particular reason. The show has gotten so popular that it has attracted many people to samurai and samurai interest, and also possibly collecting antique samurai who have never had any experience with samurai before. That's what I enjoy hearing from my audience. That really is who I'm appealing to. My mission is to bring the samurai sword as fine art to a Western audience. That's my project, The Eight Samurai. That's my life work. The YouTube show has gotten to be a diversion now for the last 7 months that we've been doing it because people have asked me so much about antiques. I carry very few antiques, although I find that I have more antiques now than I ever had before, which is, I think, about 9. Yeah, that's a lot for me. Today, I'm proud to present a piece from 1655. And for those of you who are new to the show, no, you don't have to take my word for it because all the works come with certification. Just about 99.9% of everything that I buy and sell has passed what's called Shinsza and is registered with the Japanese Society for the Preservation of the Samurai Sword. So it's the safest antique collecting in the world, samurai swords, because almost all of them come with good paperwork. You actually get a really good bargain if there isn't paperwork, but that's the subject of a future show about what to look for when collecting samurai swords. All right, the Tanto is popular because it's at the lower level, and I can always offer it at good introductory price. Katanas are the most expensive, wakasashis are the middle swords, and Tantos, of course, the least expensive. They are knives under 12 inches of the blade. Tantos also are plentiful throughout the 1,000-year history of samurai because while the samurai alone was allowed to carry the katana, wakizashi and the Tantos were carried by noblemen and merchants and members of the court, and there's a lot of them. And everybody keeps these pieces in the family, and that's just great. I was not able to buy direct from the family on this piece. I got it from someone who bought it from the family. And so I don't have all the answers to all the questions that I would have had to check the provenance. But here's what I do know. It's a really nice blade with great fittings at the lowest price I have ever offered a Tanto. So those of you who've been watching the show that say, oh, this is all wonderful, but those pieces are just way too expensive for me, and you have some interest in getting maybe a piece for your desk or your bookshelf, that's the reason I got this one. I mean, that the price, the antiquity, and it has a Kozuka, and it's become a sort of a joke here in the family that I love Kozukas, and you will too. Let's talk about the blade. Okay, it's got a really, really nice size blade. It's double grooved on one side, and it has the single bow high on the omote side. The blades are always in fantastic condition. The blade of the sword is never allowed to rust. It has a fabulous gold habaki with what I would call as little golden teardrops. The fittings are extremely nice, as pomegranates on it. This style is called ayuchi. It means the, well, technically I guess it's not, because this is a tsuba. Oh, it's a really, really small tsuba. So ayuchi is a piece that does not have a tsuba and fits directly into the saya. This one has a small one that is plain but nicely made and in great condition. The fushi kashira are the fittings at either end of the handle, and they're very nice. They portray a village scene, and they're nicely engraved with gold and silver. The handle, again, if you're new, you say, what is that? Well, that is the skin of a manta ray. We call it samigawa, or just same. In a katana or a wakizashi, a lot of times that's covered by silk or cotton or even leather thread called an ito. I love the wakizashis and the tantos that have no wrapping on them, just have the skin of the manta ray. The tactile feel of it is great, and the look of it is great. I have sold many, many swords that have this light and dark combination. They always go really quickly. I love them, and you all seem to love them also. Okay, good looking blade in fabulous condition. Saya is in great condition also. Nothing really distinctive about it. Again, if there was, it would be overpriced out of a lot of your budgets. So it is it's a nice stone finish, crackled. The black, very lightly lacquered wood that protects it from the sun and the dust and the heat, and most importantly, the moisture. But it has a kosuka. The kosuka is a utility knife that fits in the side on the saya. It fits in its own little compartment, so it never touches the blade of the sword in the saya. Now, I said that blades are never allowed to rust. I wish I knew why that didn't apply to the kozukas. The kozukas usually come to me in really bad condition. This also is a result of the fact that it's the handles of the kozuka that are the collector pieces, mostly in museums. The blades over the centuries rust out, get thrown away. They seldom survive. So I always like one that has survived. In this case, it's not in best condition, but we can clean it up. But the kozuka is a dragon. It's a river dragon. We discussed that in Japan, Korea, and China, which all share the same traditions and fables about dragons. They are dragons without wings, and they exist in the river or streams, or they float around in the air, just doing their thing. This is a river dragon. It's beautifully detailed, executed in copper on what's called a shikudo base. Shikudo base, that blue-black base, is a combination of copper and gold. It is blackened or patinaed by a couple of centuries of wear. Again, choice of my clients. I can clean up the back of the kozuka so the copper looks new. Unfortunately, with copper, you can't get in the middle when you're cleaning it up. So the purists say, leave it alone. And some of my clients say, clean it up. And if I don't like it, all I have to do is wait, and it will patina over the years. So you buy it. It's your choice. I'll do either. The piece comes, as I said, with really nice. And the thing about a kozuka is you can seriously, is it just childish for me? I just like to do that. Plus, it's always a great conversation piece, as all samurai art is. The samurai swords will be the focal point of your art collection. This is always my promise to my clients, and I'm never wrong. It just really is. And I sell the 8 Samurai to people who, serious art collectors, who have Chagall's and Rembrandts and so on. And I always promise that my sword's going to be the center of attention of all of their art collection. Always is. As always, it comes with a book. I categorize everything. I'll show photos of the fittings. I'll have of course, in the book goes the certification papers. In this particular case, we also have a separate art estimation paper that was done by the family who previously had it. You also get the shudasaya. The shudasaya is the way I originally get it. The way blades are collected in Japan this is a wooden blade, but when I get it, the metal blade of the Tanto is in here. And this wooden blade is in here, and it's what holds the whole sword together. It's collected that way because they prize the blade above everything else. Because my clients are more art-based, I have to convince my people in Japan that in the West, a sword has a handle and a scabbard, and it's not just a blade in a wooden case. So when I get it, I take out the blade and put it all together and restore it like it was when the owner was carrying it in the early 17th century. Fabulous piece of history and fabulous condition. Again, if you're interested, it'll be on my website in a couple of days. It's called River Dragon, and it can be the first in your samurai art antique. It could be the first, and if you're interested, it can be the first in your antique samurai collection. For now, thanks for your time. See you again.